You're probably asking why I'm making this video. Well, I see lots of individuals never utilizing the test range properly, and today we're going to discuss some exercises that I can share with you. Remember, R5 Reloaded is a fantastic resource. I actually have a video in the description on it. Also, just playing LTMs is also really good. So before you comment, yes, I understand those are very good. Trust me. But this video is because sometimes you just need that time for yourself, but also just to warm up to clear your mind. That's the purpose of these exercises. I just want you to have options. Remember, if you want to help us grow, leaving a like and a subscription really does go a long way. So let's get into it. Number 1, understand the timer and the range. To be effective, you need to set boundaries and be effective in your practice, meaning setting aside 5 minutes. But did you know in the test range, there is a setting called dynamic timer? You can use this to actually put a timer on, and you can write down your accuracy after a certain amount of time and compare it to other sessions. This is important because it gives you a sense of purpose. So you're not just doing mindless stuff, and you can always track to see if you're doing better on a certain exercise that you're working on. Number 2, long range training. This one is my favorite. I spend so much time in the range just doing this, and it's why I'm sharing it in this video. Most of the time you see me do it on stream, but also when people miss, this is probably the biggest thing that people are neglecting on improvement. At the top here is just one example where you can be anywhere at a distance and where I'm standing. But of course, again, you can just be anywhere from like 200 meters, 300 meters. But for a minute, try your accuracy with an R301 or a flat line with a 2x. Then try it again with irons. Then try it again with a 3x. You're seeing the flat line here, but then try it again with the 1x. Next session, try a different loadout. You can invest so much time into this and benefit massively. It just helps a lot because you're not always just going to be perfect in game, so practice it. Number 3, understanding speed and trigger control. This is one I need to improve upon, which is why I'm moving it up further on the list. Grabbing a Volt to hit all the targets in front of you. You want to use a spray weapon like the Volt because you want to be able to hit each target with one bullet. The Volt just has a really nice way to have trigger discipline. This will help you build speed, but also control behind that speed. If you accidentally press too hard, then you're going to shoot 2 bullets. It's a fun exercise to help you improve your 180 cone and vibe out. One that I definitely always need to put more time into. Number 4, pressure training. Set all the bots to mythic and just full combat. Grab any loadout. In the example, I'm using the R301, so what you want to do is armor swap in the box to heal, or just go into the screen and then click on the same legend and heal back up to full. But you're going to keep fighting, and believe it or not, if you don't do that, they will eliminate you. But you want to get as much of that visual clutter in there, and you can add movement, you can build your consistency tracking against opponents that just add pressure, and then you have to keep in mind your HP. It's just a really great exercise and it helps a ton. Number 5, single tap accuracy training. This is one that I came up with recently, and I think gets neglected a ton, is target switching and your single taps. This exercise is going to help by grabbing a wingman, and you set everyone to full combat, lower the armor to white, and there's a purpose here, but also everyone to very close. It's very satisfying to get a headshot and a crack, okay? Just hearing those two together. What you want to do is get into a flow, and with every headshot, you target switch to a new one. You don't actually finish the target so that everyone just keeps shooting you, so you get more visual clutter, and it's going to help you improve. What you're trying to find here is a genuine flow, and it helps you with target switching. Be patient, be slow, and as you speed up, you'll get faster. So rather than just going into aim trainer, you're actually building that target switching in game, which is difficult because you don't always target switch in Apex Legends because of the time to eliminate target. All right, so let's get into the next one. Number 6, mid-range pressure behind cover. So in the middle of the map, we're going to grab any loadout and shoot behind cover and set the targets to close or mid-range. The goal here is to get comfortable blasting behind cover. They don't need to be full combat, and you can set them to a strafe. Most controller players I coach always state how weird it feels shooting behind cover. This will help ingrain the importance of shooting behind cover, but also improve your mid-range aim. I know that seeing the bottom part can be a little jarring, but that is the purpose of this exercise. Be sure to stay right next behind that cover, right in the middle of the map. You can also do this exercise on top of, let's say the building, the back of the map, you can back up, but I'm just giving a kind of a sense of an object that you can gravitate and magnetize towards. It's really helpful. I've heard a lot of controller players say that helps a ton, and it reminds them, hey, I need to be behind cover, don't stand out in the open. Number 7, explore a section for movement warm-up. So I'm going to give one section that I like, but movement needs to be trained diligently, and one of my favorite rooms is the red rooms here. Also, remember, R5 Reloaded is fantastic, but if you don't want to download that, that's why I'm talking about it here. There's a zip line for a super jump. You can do a mental jump later. You can create your own course, but don't underestimate the fun of creating a loop and getting it to a flow. Movement is all about flow state. Now, if you want a guide on everything movement, I do have a full guide in the description down below. I'm just highly recommending this spot, but again, if you can just find your own little area that you want to warm up a specific movement tech, have at it. This is just one where I always tend to go to, and you've probably seen it in videos before. Next up is 1v1ing a friend. This, before you kind of laugh at me, you're like, but I don't have any friends. The test range can be great if you do find somebody just to go 1v1. You can do it around the boxes or the pit, and you can use cover properly, or you can wide swing. It's up to you. This one, again, does require just somebody, but don't underestimate even playing with just one friend in these spots. Another spot is just to wide swing, like I mentioned, in the boxes right out in the open. Remember, R5 and LTMs are great. These are just more options, but like I said, of course, I guess the Joker said, everything's more fun when it's multiple choice. Number 9, understanding a push. This is a small exercise to do, but it's good to get used to using your utility and actually talking out loud. I know it might seem insane, but if you get into the habit, then you're going to actually do it in-game. So what I recommend is picking a legend like Vantage, Pathfinder, Revenant, and getting used to putting away a weapon and then pushing or doing damage and vice versa. So what you're going to do is you're going to crack any target dummy. You can set it whatever armor you want. You can put it at a high armor, low armor, it doesn't matter. But once you crack them, just kind of say it loud, the amount of damage you did, and that you're pushing. The reason why you're practicing this here is because when you're in game, it's kind of hard to get used to communicating and practicing. And again, I know it gonna make you feel crazy, okay? But I promise you, it does go a really long way. You don't have to do it just for a minute. Put a timer on. Say, I hit one for 50, pushing. Hit one for 70, pushing. I found one of, ping, go through the motions of this, and I promise you, you'll net out pretty high. Now, lastly is number 10. I picked this one for last because it is just the most simple. I did a short on it, but it's the biggest tip from pros. If you put the time in the range, here's why. Unfortunately, Apex Legends, you can loot, grab a loadout, and you fight almost only once. This means you go a full round of maybe 30 seconds of a specific loadout, but you only get into like 5 major fights, which can only be a few minutes using a gun. This is why being in the range and getting comfortable with every loadout is vital. You will spend more time in the range than you actually are utilizing that loadout in real time. I know that's a tough pill to swallow. It may seem weird, but when you think about it, you're loading up the game, you're talking with a friend, and then you drop, and then you rotate, and then you get eliminated, and guess what? You do the same thing again. How long do you think you actually shot your loadout? That is the point of the test range. Now again, friendly reminder, there's different ways you can do this, but I'm just trying to give you some suggestions here, because as long as you're putting the work somewhere and you're getting comfortable with each loadout, thumbs up, that's great. Speaking of thumbs up, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys all so much for the support. Remember, I have other guides here on the channel. We just posted a spectating series that's really long. It's about an hour, so be sure to check that out. It'll also be in the description down below. I also stream every Saturday, so let me know how I did on these different exercises, and let me know which ones you would have had, and we can do a second video on this. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next one.